Greetings, y'all. We coming back to the show now. It's Ben George, peace, and we want to remain proactive with the. There's a lot of New Year's going on, and I want y'all to understand something that I didn't get a lot of comments or answers to the questions that I did in my first two segments. But I want y'all to know I haven't really given up on y'all. So even though there's certain situations that I'm not going to mention right now where the silence is not good, there's two basic things that I want to point out right quick. When y'all didn't comment back on my other situations, I thought to myself, well, what is the kind of audience that I want to be able to reach my kids? I really thought about that for a minute. And then I said, no, 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 no. I've been in this game too long. I mean, even way back in the days when, as a matter of fact, I was in my first music video when it was like, I don't even know if Club Zanzibar is still open. But I was in my first music video in Club Zanzibar. This was over 20 years ago. And I was actually there behind another artist who was doing well. I mean, he signed a pretty big deal for back then. And I still stay in touch with these people today. So we always remain proactive in doing something that's gonna be marketable or appeal to the people. So what I had to do with today was I had to look at two different things. And I said, not what type of people I want to be able to speak to my children, but what type of people do I want my children to be speaking to? Because we've been grooming these people that I've been with. They groom their children from the time they were young. When I was young, my uncles were grooming me to come up in this game and to be proactive about our futures. Me being proactive about my niece's futures, or not to say I have children myself, but just those children that are around me. So let's say we're looking at a young girl, and she's being pushed as an artist, and she's only about 9 or 10 years old, but she's pretty good. I mean, she's a lot better than I was at her age, right? So she starts out young with almost guaranteed success because she's going to have the longevity, the time, the practice. Everything's going to be perfect with this girl. So to make a long story short, we wanted to reach out to certain individuals that were going to support her. We did the training, the bringing her up right already. She already knows certain ethics, certain laws, and if she goes wrong, we're on the same page with the guys that we're with. But we wanted to take her music and her ideals into, or her status, so to speak, into certain communities. But you know what we found out? And I'm not going to say that we found this out, but I'm not going to try to speak for everybody right now. I'm just going to say what I found out is that I'm not even going to try to push her music to a community that are not nurturing their children. All these deadbeat dads, pedophiles, and sex traffickers, and child pornography motherfuckers. I don't even want them to have the opportunity to be graced with her presence at this point. They lost that opportunity when they violated from the beginning. So I just said I don't want to deal with none of them. And we have like certain programs and advertisement groups that always, resonate this kind of this mentality that to be big, you've got to be everywhere. You got to be reaching out to all the communities. You got to get the LGBTQ community. You got to get the seniors, the Democrats, the Senate, whatever have you, right? But my thing was this. If I can't monitor who's being allowed or being graced with my child's presence, then it becomes a problem for me. And I'm not talking about, and it's like I said, there are two sides to this. We're going to work on the other segment at another time, like about what you let your children listen to. But this segment is just going to work on what people I would allow to be around a child that I love and a child that I'm supposed to protect. What people would I even allow to know that this child, would I allow this child to grace their presence with? And I got ready to say something about their ignorant or their disgruntled presence, but that doesn't go for everybody. So when I remained proactive with what I was doing, I said, look, we're gonna reach out to some good, some righteous people. We're gonna talk to somebody who's either, and not everybody goes with this, but either in the Christian community or the Rasta community, the Muslim community, men who we know would either speak out against a pedophile on sight, or speak out against an injustice on sight, or we don't want to deal with them. And even then, we monitored every single person that we sent this particular package to. And everybody didn't want to agree with that. They were like, no, we got to go here, we got to go there. You can't watch how many people, you just got to send it out there. But you know what? There's certain things about this kind of integrity that money, you can't put a price on it. You can't put a price on it. Because if I got to go out there and hurt one of these motherfuckers about my baby, believe me, it's not going to be pretty. You understand what I'm saying? One of my nieces, one of my extended family, especially when she's underage and she's being taken advantage of by somebody who we know we could have avoided giving him access to her or giving him access to a young child at all. So I want y'all to really, really think about this. And even if you don't comment on it, just think about it. Sometimes it's not about what you're allowing your child to hear. That thing can be altered, rendered. Sometimes it'll even scare a child because it has an innocence in that child that allows them to understand that that is ignorant or that is wrong. Mommy told me not to do that. Daddy told me not to talk to strangers. Stuff like that. A child can almost get that inadvertently because they're not prone to deal with people who are not outside of their immediate family anyway. They're still in the growth process. So are certain things that would frighten them that are of an ill-gotten nature. But when you're allowing them to go out to places and be amidst people as if they were an adult, or that they or to give themselves sort of to a group or an area that is not just like a public school with children of their peers, or a private school with children of their peers, you got to think on that. You can't be putting this girl in the LGBTQ community and this boy in the LGBTQ community when there's a legislation that's supporting half of the rapists and the pedophiles and letting them off easy for their sexual misconducts. You can't do that. And even if you do, and you think the money is worth it, believe me, I promise you, you will find in good time there is nothing that's going to be worth no price you can put on the integrity and the respect of protecting our future generations. There's no money you can put on that. When you have bad children, you got bad parents. You understand? So you got to bring positive energy into that child's life. Of course, they're gonna bring positive energy into this vagabond's life, or this whatever this other element is, because they're still innocent. And even if you and even if you expose them to something that was not innocent, it's almost as if like they would be afraid of it before they would embrace it. But I don't need people to act like they're gonna tolerate my child or tolerate my young artists. Who are they? A man has to protect his home and his people. He can't be worried about what the dollar sign is saying because the dollar is not going to free him from bondage. So just think on that a minute. When we're remaining proactive in bringing our children up with us, we don't want to expose them to foolishness that could lead them on another path. We don't want to expose them to foolishness for a worth of something that could never be worth it to the integrity, to the respect of our future generations, to the love of our future generations, to the prosperity of our future generations. Even if we can't take the bundle now, it will be there in a time when we thought it could never show up. If we respect the way we are letting that child come up, if we respect the way we are putting that child in circles that are separate from the growth and the living conditions of the homes that we are raising them in. So think on that for a moment. I'll be waiting on your comments. This is Ben George saying peace and love.